What's going on, Orbiters? Nick here with the Orbital Alliance, and today I'm going to introduce you to 3 movies that I love so much that I think every single space nerd should watch them. What could they be? All right, well, hey everybody, thanks for joining us here today for another video on the Orbital Alliance YouTube channel where we talk about all things space. And the goal of the channel is that no matter who you are or what your experience is, that you are learning something about space so that one day you can go to space. So with that, let's jump right into today's content, which I'm going to talk about some movies. We haven't talked about movies yet on the channel, so I'm pretty excited to jump into a new topic here. And what I'm going to talk about are 3 movies I've picked that I think every single space nerd should watch. These are some of my favorite movies, period, but they also just happen to be in the space genre. Now, let me be clear about something. I am definitely not saying these are the best space movies in existence. I am not saying that. So for all of you loyalists out there to 2001: A Space Odyssey and a whole slew of other things, I'm not knocking those movies. Those are amazing movies. They're just not the 3 movies I want to talk about right now. And I might even make more videos where I talk about different space movies out there that I find enjoyable. So these are just 3 of them. And that's it. So let's jump into number 1. All right, so I'm going to go chronologically in terms of release order. So I'm going to wind the clocks back 22 years to 1999. October Sky. I love this movie. This movie is amazing. And at this point, I would kind of classify it as an old movie, or older at least. I think it's past the 20-year mark, which definitely doesn't make it relevant in terms of cinematic standard by this point. You know, you can tell like some of the movie making techniques and are just starting to show their age. So, but that's besides the point. I think this movie is kind of like the bread and butter movie for people who just are excited and passionate about space and space exploration. It has an all-star cast: Jake Gyllenhaal, Laura Dern, Chris Cooper's in there, and a host of others. They talk about the actual true story of a young man in West Virginia, Homer Sonny Hickam, who finds his passion for spaceflight and rocketry in his small coal mining town of Colwood, where he has to sort of struggle with falling into place like his father and becoming a coal miner or pursuing his dreams of space and rocketry. An amazing plot, easily identifiable with, you know, the average person, and just really great script, beautiful visuals given its time, and just a lot of fun to watch. A lot of humor, really deep emotional parts. And I mean, I would be lying if I said I didn't shed a couple tears every single time I watched this at the end of the movie. So highly recommend October Sky. Side note, it is based on a book called Rocket Boys, written by Homer Hickam himself. They decided to adapt it into a movie. And another fun fact, October Sky is it an anagram? Is that correct? Where they like shuffle up the words or the letters of the title. So Rocket Boys, if you shuffled it up, also spells October Sky. And that also falls in line with one of the scenes in the movie where they see Sputnik, the Russian satellite, in the 1950s. And that happened to take place in the early October sky. And also, as we shoot this right now, it's October 8th. I think just a few days ago was that anniversary of Sputnik in 1957 being able to be visible, going into space, going into orbit around the planet. So October Sky, wonderful film. If you're a space nerd, definitely watch it. All right, movie number 2. This one is very special to me. Interstellar from 2014, directed by Christopher Nolan. He's a very well-known director, known for the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, The Prestige, a lot of other films, Dunkirk. And this one is an individual solo film about the human race about to go extinct. Is kind of the plot of it. So if you think about the most simple way to describe this movie, it would be Christopher Nolan took scientific theory, in real life theory, something that has not quite yet been figured out, but this is the closest we think can be to reality. And he applied that to a really, really deep story about the love of a father and a daughter and that relationship and how it's being stretched thin as the human race is kind of being challenged with extinction. So they apply that, they explore space to ensure humanity's survival. And yeah, I think this movie is not only just epic to watch because they were able to create some wonderful visuals based on that scientific theory, in particular a black hole. They used algorithms to create a computer model that in a way that had never been done before for the movie. And then later that computer model was used for actual scientific experiments because it was so accurate that the filmmakers actually made such an accurate model that it was like, hey, let's actually use this, which is, I thought, incredible. Beautiful, beautiful movie. Just like really draws you in terms of the story and the what's next, how are they going to get out of this? And there's, again, a cast that is just like completely insane. Matthew McConaughey, Michael Caine, a lot of the typical Christopher Nolan people. I would actually go as far as saying that this movie is in my top 3 favorite movies of all time. Not just space movies, but all time. So definitely watch this one. It's highly worth it. And it is a longer movie. I think it comes in at just about 3 hours. But I mean, for me, it may as well be 6 hours or 9 hours. I really wouldn't care. It's just that good. So make the time for Interstellar. Let's move on to number 3, the final movie that I'm going to introduce to you. And it's not quite a movie as much as it is a documentary, but it's also a movie. You may have heard of it or may not. It's the Apollo 11 movie. Now, this isn't Apollo 13 with Tom Hanks. It's not a grandiose drama with actors so much as it is a movie made entirely out of authentic archival footage from the Apollo 11 mission, which is really cool because most of it was actually unused up until this point when it came out in 2019. I think it was 2019. Yeah, for the 50th anniversary of the moon landing. Now, what they did with it is they took this archival footage that was, most of it was 70 millimeter film. So you're talking like twice the size of standard film, 35 millimeter film. And they restored it, cleaned it up, brought it back to, current frame rates, current quality, high resolution quality, recolorized it, did all the work to make sure it looked perfect, and they stitched it together in a really cool way using news footage and official NASA footage. And then they did add a few animations here or there that sort of look like they're from the 60s. They kind of look like the game Asteroids, the little arcade game that was kind of like an Atari game. But they tell the story, they help depict some of the things that are happening for you. So they don't interview people in here as much as they use, official mission control, dialogue from the mission, news reporters explaining what's happening at any point and during the mission across the few days that it took place. And I mean, my gosh, when I saw it in theater, I couldn't believe what I was watching. There's some parts in here that I go back and watch just for fun. I just want to watch this snippet and this snippet because I just can't get enough of it, and I don't think it will ever get boring. So this will blow your mind, and it is not quite, like I said, it's not quite a movie, it's not quite a documentary, it's like a bit of both. So you get to see it as a narrative, but using historical content. So highly, highly, highly recommended for you. Pick this one up. You might be able to find it on Amazon. I don't think you'll find this one quite on like store shelves at like Walmart or Target, but definitely worth it. So there you have it. And those are the 3 movies that I wanted to introduce you to today. Some of them you might be familiar with, others not so much. And if you have seen them, awesome. If you haven't, do go out, purchase them, rent them, find a way to support the filmmakers and to get out there and enjoy a movie about space so that you can feel excited about space flight, or maybe even excited about learning something that's talked about or mentioned or examined in the movies. Go get a book on a certain topic. In particular, Interstellar, all that science theory that is kind of cutting edge science that's explored in the movie, and maybe you want to learn more about that. You never know. A movie like this might actually encourage you to get out there and learn about some theories and then help advance that theory further down the line in real life, maybe just because you watched a movie. So anyway, I think it's awesome. Go check out these 3 movies: Interstellar, October Sky, Apollo 11, and I'll probably make another video just like this in the future. Maybe it'll be an ongoing series as I watch movies that I enjoy about space. I would probably even include documentaries in there because there are quite a few coming out right now in late 2021 that I would recommend for people that I'm really enjoying. So don't think this is like kind of the end of the line for this kind of a video series here. So in the future, we'll come out with some more content and we'll talk about other space movies that I think you will enjoy as a space nerd. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. What are your favorite space movies? Be sure to sound off in the comment section below and let me know what your favorite space movies are. And of course, as always, don't forget to like and share this video if you did enjoy it or if you learned something. And be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any new content as it comes out. And again, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you all on the other side.